So today being a Culture Friday, I want us to discuss about what is culture. So let us start from your basic knowledge. How would you define culture? So just tell me what you think is culture. Don't overthink. Just define what you think is culture. So tuanze na Grace, what is define culture?
People's way of life.
Way of life. Uh-huh. How we do things. Uh-huh. A way of living. Okay.
A way of doing things.
Mm-hmm. Same. How you do things. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Nadia, define culture.
I'd add to Chris that instead of a way of life, it's a shared way of life
A shared way of life.
based on beliefs,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
laws, and norms.
All right. So there's a way you can define culture and it starts to speak to you. Okay? We go to the root cause of actually why we live the way we live, right? You say it's a way of living. But what causes that way of living? What influences the way we live? What influences our culture? All right. So I'm going to draw something for your understanding. Let us look at culture. You know, when I learned about culture, everything changed. Culture is everything, right? But for long enough, we've been saying we need strong corporate culture, but really we don't understand what is culture. We define culture in 4 areas, not one. Okay? What you've defined is number 4, and actually you've not done it properly. Okay, so if I put culture at the center, then I will start with item number 1 to define culture. 4 things define culture. Number 1, we call it the governing principles. The governing principle. So andika hiyo. Governing principle. Okay, let us take 3 cultures. Let us take 3 cultures, okay? Marilyn, you're a Christian. What governs your faith? The Bible. That is the governing principle. Kuresho, you're a Muslim. What governs your faith? The Quran. That is the governing principle. For you to understand your faith, you must read the Quran. All right? Peter, you're a Kenyan. What governs what you're doing as a citizen? The Constitution. So the governing principle of any country is there. That's why Maraga said we must have fidelity to the Constitution of Kenya. So the behavior of Americans is governed by the Constitution of America. If they have laws regarding guns and the use of guns, it's because of their constitution. Our constitution does not allow some things, like if you're 16, you cannot get a driving license because our constitution says only people over 18, right? So, Nadia, we are a corporate organization. What should govern how we do things around here? Mm-hmm. I'm looking for a big document, just one. The Constitution. No, I'm talking about the organization is guided by what? Peter. We've done this over and over again. I've said the Bible, I've said the Quran, I've said the Constitution. Accompany it. The strategic plan, right? The strategic plan. If you want to know anything about this company, look at our vision is there, our mission is there, our values are there, our products are there, our competitors are there. Come on. The strategic plan defines the way of life of an organization. So, even on tribal levels, okay, when you go to the Agikuyu, there is what governs the way they live, right? Their constitution. So, if you do not have or you are disconnected from your governing principle, you cannot start to build your culture. So, the foundation of culture, number one, is the governing principle. It establishes how you do things. For example, the Constitution establishes three arms of government. Which one? Yeah, executive and the judiciary. I'll give you an example about. Do you know the three-legged stool? Do you know it? So I'll use that a lot. The three-legged stool. So when we were cooking in the fireplace in the village, we used to make 3 stones to make fireplace. Okay. So use that analogy to think about the government is also 3 parts. So in the organization, we also talked about maker, checker, approver. In the family, we talk about father. For some reason, 3 is used everywhere. So remember the three-legged stool, all right? So that is defined by the governing principle, okay? The governing principle. So as an organization, our governing principle is strategic plan. So you just have to make friendship with the strategic plan, okay? Can we move to the second one? Okay, take a guess and tell me. What do you think? Now we are defining culture, the foundation of building culture. You just don't say culture is the way we live, the way of life. It is informed by what? All right. The other one is called. You're right. It's the organization structure. So when you look at the government, it defines the organization structure in the way we have said the 3 arms of government. I was defining the organization structure. It defines hierarchies. It defines accountability, oversight. So in the organization, we also have our organization structure. The power of an organization structure is to create transparency, accountability, and support system. So one of the reasons some cultures are struggling is because of their organization structure. For example, in a family, there are those decisions which are left to the father. There are those decisions which are better made by the mother. And there are those decisions which the children can do better, right? So the same with our government. There are roles and responsibilities of the judiciary, which is very independent and autonomous. You can see the separation of powers and how that integration empowers the entire system, okay? So in every relationship, there will be independence and responsibilities which are separate. So we've taken time to build our organization structure, and we keep revising so that we introduce efficiencies and effectiveness, right? So at the basic level, how is our organization structure? It has three parts, okay? So on top, you have the leadership, okay? Below the leadership, you have three, again, three. I love three. So the first one is the business team. They bring the business. The second one is the people who do the business. You bring the business, we do the business, but we cannot do the business without support. We need support. So bring the business, execute the business, get support. All right? So support, we mean finance, HR, safety, admin, procurement, call it supply chain, right? They will manage your fleet. We have already organization structure. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I want you to see an organization structure in a very simple way. Business team is who and who? No. Think about any organization, not very gold. Business team is sales, marketing, BD, all that is people looking for business. Simple. They belong to one center. So the BD team, the sales team, and their work is to bring business. Okay, so that is the first category of a structure. The second category are the people who implement whatever project. So it can be project managers, project team, anyone executing whatever the organization does. Okay, they belong to that team. So leadership can be the CEO, the board, the senior management, which you call C-suite. Okay, so all that is leadership. So if your structure is speaking to each department, there is efficient in the relationship between the departments, then you have effective structure. So when we're doing organizational audit, we look how strong is the governing principle, how strong is your strategic plan, is everyone aligned to the purpose, is everyone speaking the language, do you know the direction? Once we finish that, we look at your organization structure. Are you organized in a way that supports, understands the needs of the execution team, and the business team understands the strengths of the execution team, and all of it is speaking as one ecosystem? So a problem may arise when you have a defective structure. We're still defining culture, right? So if you find challenges in our culture, it might originate from our structure. Does it make sense? Good. Give me the third one. Give me the third one. The third one is called unity of purpose. Unity of purpose. Unity of purpose. And I'll give you examples. What is the purpose of the Kenya Police? To maintain law and order. What is the purpose of Kenya Bureau of Standards? To maintain quality on behalf of the entire government, right? What is the purpose of Red Cross? Yeah? To support emergencies and situations, right? So every organization has a definite purpose. Some purposes are for profit, Some purposes are governmental, like the examples I've given. The police has its purpose. The military secures our borders, right? So purpose must be so clear. You'll never see the military in our town, and whenever they were released in the city of Nairobi, they went to play with our Gen Z, right? They went to have fun. Do you remember? Because they understand their purpose is to fight with bigger men at the borders, to secure the borders of the country. All right? So, purpose guides how we do things. If we aligned at the level of purpose. So, sometimes when we see problems in our organization, we start to investigate. Do you understand our purpose? For example, Malin, Mary Lynn, you understand our purpose? What is our purpose? To? To win tenders. That is the strategy towards our purpose. That's one of the strategies we use towards which will help us achieve. You remember the ghost model? We have a goal, we have objective, and we have strategies which tell us how we get there, right? So winning tenders is how we've chosen to achieve our purpose. But what is our purpose? Yeah? 1B. I love that. I love that. I love that. 1B. So our purpose is achieve high revenue turnover. High revenue turnover year by year. So if we start with 1B, we'll not stay there. We move to 2B. We don't stay there. We move to 3B. That is a shared purpose. Is that purpose shared by everybody? Okay, you can make it more detailed. Beyond winning, beyond high revenue, we added what? We added shareholder value, right? Profitability. I mean, to get revenue is one thing, and to make profit is another thing. So every shareholder is looking at shareholder value, what we call dividends. When you buy shares in any company, you're looking for dividends. So if company A is doing better than company B, you just walk to company B, right? If company C comes and they are promising better returns, you simply remove your wealth and move to company C, right? Get in. Push yourself in. So, all right. Do we understand the power of unity of purpose? Unity of purpose. So, if the Kenya police, their purpose is to maintain law and order, that is what will guide their understanding every time. So, they will tell you you are behaving in a disorderly manner because my purpose is always to make sure there is law and order. So, they will come and tell you, bro, you are drunk and disorderly. So, we want to maintain some order. You are obstructing people. You're breaking order. You get it? The power of purpose. We speak the same language and we think about that same thing. So we are a profit-making company and our purpose is around revenue and profitability for our shareholders. If our shareholders are not getting value, we don't have a reason to be here. They discontinue the business and they go to do the next business which can give them value for their investment, right? So anyone investing, they need return on